Hi. So, for the first time and only time probably, here's me doing a car review. And I am not a car enthusiast. I no way go into cars and review them. This will be a one and only thing. So why do it? Why do this review? Well, it's because it's been a passion for me to obtain a car like this. For a very long time. Even so, when this model came out, I had it as a screensaver. That's how bad it was. And so I thought, in order to, you know, I would like, and after years of watching reviews on the car, I thought I might as well do something myself. I was thinking of doing a fan page for it. That's how bad it is. And as I say, I know nothing about cars. So why would you want to listen to me? Well, basically, I'm an average Joe, that will just that won't dress it up or put it down or anything like that. Um, so so if you're interested in what I've got to say about the Dacia Duster Essential level, then stick with us. If not, catch you later, and thanks for giving me a go. Right, so first of all, I'll try and shorten the story down for a wee bit. So why the Dacia Duster? Well, as I said before, I saw it in the adverts like most people do, the trailers and stuff like that, and they had this big gold car thing, and it was saying another one bites the duster by Queen. Of course, if any of you had followed my channel, you'd see I was quite a big fan of Queen. I only just christened it the other day there and put a Freddie Mercury sticker on the back window, and so I was driving about in a Kia Picanto, which is a small car, and it was the battery was going dead and everything. But for a family, for two kids and to do your shopping, and it was quite petite, but it did us good. We had about 18 months out of it. We bought it from a relative, and we got stung because these Kia Picantos come with a 7-year warranty, but Arnold Clark managed to get out of it in some way. And I won't bore you with the details and the arguments that carried on, but I had done some research on family cars, and it was said that wouldn't it be good if we had this Kia Picanto, and because you don't pay like road tax or anything like that, and it was paid for, and I says you could drive about in that. My wife's taking driving lessons, and we'll get a family car, the Duster. This is like 2 cars. Wow, man, that's heavy going and stuff like that. So it built us up, and so I was looking into it financially, and I thought the Duster had everything. It had the cost, it had the room, and everything else. So I done some research. So I found out that it came in a couple of models. It came in the Access level, which was just your basic of basics. Wouldn't recommend it. And then you had the Essential Comfort, which I was intending to get because it had a mirror on the back. Not a mirror, a camera on the back to help you sort of park, because it's basically when you're coming from a small car to a big car, the worrying thing is about the size. And then after that was the Prestige and everything else. So the prices range from something like just under 10,000 to 11,000, 12,000, 13,000, and that's for an SUV. And of course you're adding bits to it if you want it, a 4x4, a diesel, and anything else. The money kept on going up. Alloy wheels, which I'm not into. I just want a car. I don't care about wheels. As I say, I know very little about cars. Right. So, but I've been watching YouTube. So it came to be that the Picanto was when I was driving, as I say, across the motorway with it, I was listening to Queen, and as I say, it blew up, and I was listening to the song at the time, "Who Wants to Live Forever." No joke. So I was singing full pelt, and then bang, car explodes, and Lot of hassle towing it and everything else, and we tried to save it, we tried to save its life, but it was just, and we just got, there's a good company I would recommend, and it gave us a good price for it, minus the sort of engine that worked, and we just got it towed away. I just got it towed away this morning. So anyway, we managed to get in, and there was no haggling involved for the Duster, because the Duster's like it's a budget car. So we went in, and even like ex-Reggies, which they sort of buy and you can maybe get cheaper, or they were all selling like hotcakes, and the prices of these cars weren't going down. So even though you go into these salesman room and you've got your haggle head in, and they don't even try to think about paying the car up, because what you would find is if you go to your own bank or building society or shop, credit card, whatever, they can sometimes give you a better APR, and which we did. We found two of them, Tesco and the banks and and stuff like that, and all manners of banks and whatnot were giving you a great APR, 3 or 4% or something. So after hours of doing that online with somebody on the phone, where we got it and we phoned it in, and the car hadn't even been into the country yet, and we had to wait 2 weeks. Sometimes it's worth, if you can get the car that you want, and you've got to wait for it, you know, and then you get it new or whatever. But it wasn't the model I wanted. You know, I was hoping for the comfort, but I'd rather have something than none at all. And so the Essential, which is roughly about 11,000 odds, and of course then you pay it up and stuff, and you get this choice, got PCP, and I'm not really a big fan of PCP. I don't like the thought of having to watch your mileage and make sure there's no like bumps and stuff like that, and the car will never be yours. So if you can, hire purchase, and especially for a Duster, is pretty good. You will own it, and as I say, these cars don't go down in price. The engine's pretty good. It's maybe what's I've been told is Renault, so it's good. So what was it like driving? Well, driving, it was scary. I had a test drive on it, and when you're sitting in something as big as, I mean, it is a bit fair off the ground. It's got like a light there, a light in the back. The boot is huge, and as you can see, it looks a fair distance to view and stuff like that. And there's the rear mirror, so it's kind of daunting. And of course, then when you look out, you're reading, you've got that sort of view there, and so it's a bit weird to drive, but believe me, you get used to it. You just take your time, and that is one of the things I felt about this car. It's actually making me more calmer on the roads. It's such a smooth ride. My boys doesn't feel as sick as much, and my wife, and when you're driving, you don't know how nice or whatnot or comfortable ride you're having. I like to think about what the passengers are doing, because those weeks I wasn't driving, I was getting picked up, and it just seems so smooth in the passenger seat, you know, because you're not feeling anything under your feet with the pedals and everything else. But they love it. She's actually grown to love it, and it does as good as well for you're on a joint account with your partner and stuff, because it's not that expensive. And the more you look into the YouTube and say carry or whatever, and it's good for its price and everything else, then she more or less take it. And I'm not one to go, it must be a BMW. I'm saying, nah, right? I just want something that I'm going to feel good to leaving. As I say, if you want a good video of the car, I'll leave some links to other websites. Any Dacia Duster, and most of them will give you, you know, the comfort level or the prestige level. Hardly any of them will give you the essential level. Now the Essential level, as I say, because it doesn't come with that camera, I found I'm more cautious now. You know, it takes, like any car, it takes you a wee while, but you get there. And sometimes people can rely on cameras too much. But there were a couple of things I really wanted. And one was the Bluetooth, so you could use your phone, which this Essential has. It's got the air conditioning. And luckily enough, it's got the digital radio, which you can program with 6 channels in and whatnot. And it's fantastic. It's you put a USB thing, that's this wee Walkman thing with hundreds of songs. So you can so even though it doesn't have a CD player, you can put your music into that. But with digital radio, you're bound to have a lot of good, better choices in music. So this is what the front of it is like, right? So I don't know if you can see it. So that's sort of glove compartment. It's a lot of spacious. There's the air con. That there, that switches off your engine to save you fuel. That there, eco. As I say, I don't know too much about that. That your switching off engine, you probably know, comes back on as soon as you touch the clutch. The eco button is when you're driving in the city. It's meant to be better for your car and better for your fuel. There's your digital radio. You've got a port down there for stuff, you know, to power up. You've got a USB port there, and you've got one there. You've got a wee computer thing here. You've got a computer thing that lights up that tells you about, you know, your seat belts, how much miles you got, and you put. You've got these controls here. That is for if you want to control the speed so you don't go over it and stuff like that. You've got your wee buttons here, source, audio, your telephone, and everything, your modes. So, I mean, control-wise is excellent. I've used the phone. You've got a wee sort of, your speaker comes out there. You've got your seatbelt sign there. You've got, as I say, for the kids, you've got a light there, and basically you've got 2 lights in the place. Funny enough, the passenger window, the passenger screen thing, doesn't have a mirror. Right? But the driver has a mirror, so maybe again what I've often talked about is the sexism. Maybe think, oh, we shouldn't just put a mirror on the passenger side, and because that's just saying, oh, that's for the women, you know, and that's been sexist. Maybe the women. I have no idea why they haven't added a mirror to that. But the boot is massive. It is a smooth ride. You do. As I say, I tend when I'm doing like 50 and I'm just comfortable with that, you know. When I mean that, I've got no urge to speed down the road. I'm more cautious when it comes to driving itself. You know, you always come across cars that are bigger and stuff, but when you're driving, it's got the roof rack as well. You know, it's got the Dacia roof rack. You can tell if you wanted a spare wheel or whatnot. But driving wise, it's just you put on a chilled CD, you're on the motorway, and you're just now. It doesn't. I've heard some people talk about, oh, it doesn't have a wee place to put your left foot, right? And so when I listened to that on YouTube, I thought, right, it doesn't have that. I find I don't really use that myself. I just put my foot on the floor. There's places you can relax your foot. It doesn't need that left foot sort of footrest there. So this is that's the back of it. Child seat, lock, whatever. Again with the front. As I say, I don't. It's got the electric windows and stuff. So it's a great. It is a great car. And as I say, I was thinking of starting a Dacia fan page. I think that would be me for life now. The Dacia Duster. Maybe I trade this in 4 years and get that sort of comfort level. The comfort level comes with a computer, wee screen, and it comes with the sat nav and your phone and stuff like that. But I'd already bought one of those sat navs, which I put up there, and it talks and stuff. And I've heard some reviews about cars that have got their own sat navs and they're not as good. So no, it's, if you've got one of those wee gadgets, those sat navs, then just get that. Why spend that extra money on something that you already have or you can already take? And as I say, it comes on, the lights come on automatically, which is a new thing for me. You know, I get into the car late at night and my lights are on, and there isn't actually an off button for your lights. You know, it's just like auto and beam and stuff. The air conditioning is fine. You've got all these wee slaps. This is a white one, of course, because like for a coloured one, you're paying an extra £450 just to get a paint that you want and stuff. So if you're like me, if you want to just try one out, or just, you know, for 3 or 4 years and stuff, go for your hire purchase. Go for and you can always grade up, but I swear I see more and more on the roads, and I believe that the people you know, people buy the hire purchase because not the hire purchase. The people get PCP because they want to drive a flashy car and stuff like that, but they're missing the big picture. For cars like the Dacia Duster, you can have a chance of actually owning it, you know, and still have the comfort and still have the gadgets without, you know, without having to feel that you need to somehow impress people by driving around in a Mercedes. You know, I feel just as cool and great driving in a Duster, and more people have came around just to look at the car. So I'll give you one quick look before I call time on it. There's the roof bar. And those seats can come down as well. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it's helpful. Catch you around again.